So welcome to this free workshop or info session on a new program that we have available where we can help your clients buy before they sell. This is a real and legitimate objection that you are probably still getting, probably have been getting for a while when you are talking with folks who currently own a home and they're thinking about trading up or downsizing or right sizing, but are concerned about not whether or not they can sell their home. Most people are pretty confident, even with higher interest rates and everything else going on. Most people are still pretty confident that they can sell because there's still low inventory and homes priced appropriately and good condition are still getting multiple offers and selling over. So this program is at least one way you may proactively overcome that objection. Here's the agenda. I want to take care of a few housekeeping items. We're going to go over the program, how it works, where it's available, which I will be transparent right up front here. Currently, as of the time of this live session, it's available in 26 states. So it's not available in all 50. They are working to add more states. And if it's not available in your state, we'd still like to chat and see there may be ways that we can help you regardless. Okay. We're going to go over that. Then we'll talk a little bit about how to use this from a marketing perspective, a marketing and advertising perspective to create more conversations and more opportunities for yourself. And then we'll open it up for Q&A. Okay. So I mentioned already, but we are recording this and we will get the recording of this session. Well, you may be watching this at this point on replay, but we're going to get it on the Wake Up Real Estate YouTube channel. We will also add the raw recording to the Google Drive link that I'm going to get everyone in the chat, which has resources, flyers, infographics, social sharing options, even PowerPoints, PDFs, etc. I put together a Google Drive with all of those resources for you, and I'll get that to you probably during the Q&A session. I'll put a link to that for you. So the replay we'll have available. The resources will get to you, and like I said, we'll do Q&A at the end. Now, if you have questions as we're going through, certainly you can pop them in the webinar chat, and we'll do our best to address them then. But if we don't, it just means that we're waiting until the end. I haven't even introduced myself or Jordan. So if you don't know, my name is Josh Schoenly. I have been in this industry since the mid-2000s. I'm with eXp Realty on the real estate side. I've got a local team in central Pennsylvania, Harrisburg, Mechanicsburg, Carlisle, and all the surrounding areas. And I also have an eXp organization that's in, 15 states and Canada, etc. I'm also a part of the virtual mortgage providers team at NEXA Mortgage with my man, Jordan Sires, who we haven't come up with the best title for him, but I like to call him the guideline guru and our production manager. So Jordan has a ton of experience in the mortgage industry in many different roles and knows the guidelines for programs, government sponsored or otherwise, better than anyone I've ever talked to in my almost 20 years in this industry. Why is that relevant? He oftentimes is able to fix deals that other people can't figure out how to fix and make transactions happen where they might not happen otherwise. And that was my initial experience with Jordan is that very thing. He saved 3 transaction sides for myself and my team because of his knowledge about programs and guidelines and because of his experience, despite the fact that he looks like he's 23. Okay.
Yeah.
He's
I'm a little bit older than that. I am a little bit older than that.
Yeah. So he's got lots of experience. Many of you already know Jordan. But those of you that don't, we'll be providing contact information and so forth. It's in the resources, and we'll share it. I think it's on the slide deck as well. So we'll get all that to you in due time. So let's do this. I'm gonna screen share. I'm gonna screen share. We're gonna do the whole screen, and we'll find the slide deck here, and we'll just kind of go through that. Maybe we will. Okay, so this program, this buy before you sell program, we actually had I had a couple people ask before hopping on here from the invitations, is this the knock home swap program? This is not. This is not. It's a different program. That knock home swap program is a great program. It's the availability of it is very limited. Okay, so it's a great program if you're in an area where it's available, but many of you are not. And so, though I already mentioned this program is not in all 50 states, there's a lot more availability. What's that?
It's by state. So most of these
Right.
programs that we have, they're by county or by like city. You know, it can't be in rural areas. This program is directly tied to a mortgage company that is growing. So basically, it's for the entire state. It doesn't matter if you're in the middle of nowhere, you can still do the program.
So it's brought to you by the loan store and a company called HomeLight. They're collaborating, and we have availability and access to it here at NEXA Mortgage, our virtual mortgage providers team. All right. The gift of buy before you sell. Okay. Let's walk through the process, why this is helpful and why you should care. It solves a problem that many of you have come across. And in fact, I'm going to give you the script that I've used this week, the text script that I've used this week to pick up 2 new clients because of the problem that this program solves, which is 56% of repeat buyers, meaning they already own a home, okay, use the funds from their departing residence for the down payment on their new. In other words, they need to access or unlock the equity in their current home to buy the new one. Okay. And this buy before you sell program is a quote unquote bridge solution that can proactively address this problem. Jordan, anything to add there before we go to the next?
No, we'll get into it further as we go on how the program's structured, but it's a modern solution where bridge loans of the past do not qualify anymore. So the traditional bridge loan, because interest rates have risen so much, and we'll touch on that later probably, but essentially this allows us to ignore that payment, ignore their current house payment.
Yeah. Okay. Again, one of the many great things about this is that current house payment won't count against them to purchase the new one before selling that existing one. And we'll explain how, okay? So your clients can say goodbye, if they qualify, to having a pending sale contingency or a home sale contingency before they submit the offer on their next home, okay? They will be able to purchase the new one first. And in doing so, or the way it's structured, they can remove the departing resident's mortgage liability, which is what Jordan just talked about, from their DTI, from their debt to income, right? It won't count on their debt to income when qualifying for the new home, okay? That's a huge limitation that traditional bridge loans have, especially with rates, in the range that they're at currently. Okay. It is
I can give an example on that.
Go ahead.
I'll give an example on that. So I'll give you an example of where that helps a client, right? So when you have a traditional bridge loan, you typically pay off the first mortgage, their current mortgage, and then you have an interest only bridge for the amount of money up to equity, up to 80%, typically 80, 85, somewhere around there. Well, if the interest rate's 10% and their current mortgage is 3%, you're actually swapping out for a higher payment. The payment's way higher, which ultimately they might be able to qualify with both payments, but they're definitely not going to qualify a lot of times, especially with the interest only at 10 or 11% or 9% or whatever it is when they were at a 2.75, right? Yep. And they would have to make dual payments. They cannot go contingent because there's not an offer on the house. Technically, with this program, they are giving you an offer that they will buy the house after a certain time frame. And we're going to go a little bit deeper on that later on. But basically, it is a hands-free and clear. You get an offer right out of the gate. And the example I'm giving is I had someone list a house for $550,000 in Georgia. They offered them $560 for their house, for their offer. It's more than what they're even asking for.
That was their backup offer.
That was their backup offer. Yeah. By December 21st, they would buy that property from the homeowner. So no matter what, they have a offer, an accepted offer on the table, ready to buy their house. And in just the situation I'm using and I'm closing on next week, they actually made an offer over asking price, their initial asking price.
We're going to get into this more. The company is not interested in purchasing the home. They will if necessary. So far, I think they purchased one since they started offering this program. So it's not about them. It is just part of the program to protect the clients and make sure that they're taken care of. Okay. So it's a 0% interest bridge loan for a down payment. And the equity unlock, quote unquote, gives clients access to 75 to 80% of their departing residence. Okay. It's not going to give them 100% of that equity, but 75 to 80%, which in most cases is going to be enough for them to do something. All right. Let me see here. So here's a sample transaction. And Jordan could even, sort of was
so
talking about this too.
So the first thing that they're going to do is getting a pre-approval, right? They're going to come to us or one of my loan officers and start the pre-approval process. They're going to figure out at the end of the day, us as a lender, I can pretty much figure out as soon as I run credit, I know how much they owe. I know how much they're going to pay you roughly in transaction fees. I know how much in closing costs. So at the end of the day, I can work that unlock equity a little bit backwards, right? We try to do it on the low side. And then from there, we're going to pre-approve them for a certain amount. Once they're contingent free, you're good to go, right? We know exactly how much money they're going to get back because we'll submit them to HomeLight. HomeLight's approval process takes 24 hours. I'm talking, it's quick.
So hold on. So HomeLight, the role that HomeLight, what Jordan's referring to there is the current residence has to be approved by HomeLight. So if you're the agent working with the client, you're going to submit their property, hopefully with photos. You can submit without, but photos will speed up the process and get you the best value. And in generally 24 business hours or less, I think they said their average turnaround right now is 3 business hours. But just to be safe, 24 business hours, you're going to have an approval or denial, because there are some qualifications that the property must fit into. There's a quote unquote buy box for it, but you'll get that very quickly, so you at least know yay or nay, good to go or not.
One of the big you touched on something there I want to mention. One of the big buy boxes is the amount, right? Over $150,000, I think, is the amount.
Yes.
But that is one of the big buy boxes. They're not going to do it on a $70,000 home. They're not going to do a bridge on a $70,000 home, essentially. Yep. So loan amount is going to be one of the big buy boxes. But essentially, after the approval, you're going to have a contingency free way to purchase. And they're going to go out shopping for houses just like they normally would. And then when they get to finding a house, you'll make that offer. Okay, you'll make that offer. And then the HomeLight's going to wire that unlocked equity to the title or attorney's office. Okay. They will wire it directly to them. And then any difference of funds that we're using out of their banking or checking account, we'll use a difference. They'll purchase the new house. If the house is not sold by the end of their guarantee date, HomeLight will buy the property at 2.4% of the transaction fee. And that is whether or not they sell, whether or not they buy. Now, if anyone's looked at a bridge loan anywhere recent, that's roughly going to be about the cost of a normal bridge loan. So they're priced very, very aggressively on what the cost of this is overall. But the big thing is that is after you sell the home. That fee does not come out of the equity unlock percentage. So it's not like they're getting $100,000 and another 2.4% is taken away from the equity. They only take that transaction fee when the home sells or they buy the property.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. So here's just a quick overview of the submission process for the existing home, right? We're gonna vet them from the the pre-approval perspective of the home they're going to buy. There's a agent questionnaire that you fill out for the existing home. And again, ideally, you're going to have property photos when you're doing that submission and doing the questionnaire. It doesn't have to be uh, it doesn't have to be the level of photos, like professional photos that you'd have if you were listing the property. Okay, that's not the intent here, right? Because we're not presenting it to the open market. It's just for the approval process here. Okay, so it doesn't have to be. It's not the professional photos that you'd have when you're going to list it on the open market. Here are the states that it's currently available in. Okay, the list is on the left-hand side here. This is part of the resources that we put together for you. So if you miss any of this, you can go back and check it out. And also, they're adding more as fast as they can. Okay, they're adding more states as fast as they can. And just to get a little technical for a minute, there are certain states that have zero distance requirements that will be added more, quickly than states that don't. So, for example, Virginia does not have distance requirements. Michigan doesn't. Oklahoma doesn't. New Mexico doesn't. Okay, so those states will likely be, on the short list, even Delaware, of ones that are added, and then it's a little bit more. There's a little bit more red tape to add into states where there are distance requirements, like Utah, Nevada,
Missouri. Missouri has a branch. That's not technically a distance. You have to open up an office, but you can do a Regent Street.
Yep. Okay, so the property requirements. Here's kind of the buy box. And Jordan, you may have misspoke, or maybe it's updated since this slides. So this has it as the minimum home value of 250 up to 2.5 million. We'll confirm on that. Got to have at least 750 square feet and at least one bedroom and bath. Okay. And then there's some information on solar financing and liens. It's kind of a new thing. This is really important. It cannot be occupied by tenants during or after the purchase. Okay, can't be. It's got to be primary residence. No second homes. It's got to be primary residence. No VA or FHA financing on the incoming residence. Okay. Now there are some, other options as far as that goes. And then if the departing residence or incoming residence is a second home or investment, the transaction is not eligible. Okay, it's just making it big and bold there. This is for primary residences, buying and selling. Okay, buying and selling. Single family, townhome, condo, all good. Less than 5 acres. Less than 5 acres. Okay, so you can't. That's pretty straightforward, right? More than 5 acres is not going to qualify. Has to be zoned as residential, not in an age-restricted community, not a short sale or pre-foreclosure, not subject to any leases, etc. Also, the incoming residence must have a certificate of occupancy if it's new construction, okay, and no active foreclosures or bankruptcies. And then repairs and renovations, no ongoing renovations affecting the major bathroom, kitchen, drywall, or landscaping, and no major defects on the mechanicals. Okay. Now the listing and the days on market. They want the property. Okay, the property that the clients are departing, they would like that to be listed on the open market in 10 days or less. Okay, so it negates the need to move twice, right? So we can buy the new one before selling the existing one. We can move out and then put it on the market, which I'll point out something, and I haven't been able to verify this, but according to the presentations that we've been to, there is data to support the fact that, yes, there is this 2.4% transaction fee. But according to their experience here with HomeLight and the Loan Store, when the departing residence is vacant, on average, it sells for 4% more. Okay, which means that that will absorb the transaction fee. Can we guarantee that? Of course not, but that's just on average. Okay. So some important questions just to double down on. Okay. What does the program cost? It's 2.4% of the sale of the home. So the home that they're vacating, they're moving out from, 2.4%. The equity unlock is a 0% bridge loan to use as down payment on the new purchase. How do you determine the 90-day backup offer? It's the loan payoff value. The loan payoff value equals the mortgage balance plus the equity unlock amount. Okay, so whatever the balance is, and the plus the whatever the equity unlock amount was that we're trying to have access to for the new purchase. What if HomeLight purchases the home and sells it for more? This is important because this is something, especially for the analytical clients that you may be working with, right? They may ask this question. And so this is great. Although they've only purchased one so far, I'm sure there'll be more. There is upside protection for the client. So if they purchase the property, they don't want to hold it. They're going to still sell it. Okay. And if they sell it for more, your client gets the upside potential there. Okay. They're going to be the benefit of that.
They're essentially not trying to make money by investing in property. They're just trying they're just trying to create a solution to take the equity, move it over, and not hold the current payment against them, to make it as simple as possible.
Yep. And some of you may be wondering or have clients where the home is already listed. Even better, right? Even better. Let's get them into this program and see how quickly we can get them qualified to make a non-contingent offer on the home they're going into. Okay. Let's keep them moving forward. So let's do this. We're going to open it up for Q&A. Well, actually, Jordan, I'm going to allow you to double tap on anything there. And then we're going to open up to Q&A.
Okay. There's a couple questions in this, and I know we should. A couple of people asking if it's Illinois, California. I think they're both available in both those states, but I think we showed the slide deck there for you. We'll send it out. When you sell the house,
yes,
you would get
both.
your normal commissions. Skeeter asks, so you get 2.4% commission on the sale of home. Crazy. What do I get when selling a house? We're not taking your commissions. This is not money from you. This is cost for the bridge loan to the buyer. Okay, so that 2.4% comes out of their proceeds, not yours. It's not that we're deducting it. It also is if they have to buy it, they don't pay out commissions, but they guarantee that you get to list it. So they're not taking the listing from you. They're not taking your commissions. It doesn't affect you at all at the end of the day. Okay,
yep.
It doesn't touch you. What the buyer is utilizing is a bridge option that is a flat fee of 2.4%. When I want to say flat fee, but a fee-based percentage, and then there's no monthly fees. There's no double payments, nothing for the bridge. There's nothing that costs them to keep that. And they have an offer that they're allowed to negate that first payment per Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac guidelines, basically the conventional guidelines. It allows them not to use it. Okay, what if you're a broker on the buy side, but you aren't the listing? Does the listing and buyer broker get paid? Yeah, you get paid the same way. Same question, pretty much. Does the new home have to be greater in value home being sold? No, absolutely not. Is this program available in Georgia? Yes, it is available in Georgia. What do you mean by distance requirements? That's more of a lending requirement, talking about mortgages licensing. So when I get licensed in a certain state, such as Missouri, my company needs a branch in Missouri for me to be licensed there because I live in Kansas. Yep. Okay, but in Kansas, I don't. Kansas, you just pay a fee to get licensed. Okay. If the property is currently listed by another agent, is there a rest period? No. There isn't a rest period, not that I know of. It's at the end of the day, the offer is on the property, right? So if you end up snagging a deal because you're thinking outside the box, snag the deal and we can definitely look at it. So agent gets paid on vacating property and the property they purchase. How long do you think approximately for Nevada licensing? I have no idea. Nevada is one of the harder states, I'm going to tell you, on licensing. I personally don't have my license in Nevada. You have to live in Nevada to actually originate in Nevada, so I'm not 100% sure. Now, with that being said, I do have a team member in Nevada
Right.
that could handle your loans. That she lives in Nevada, but the home store, I mean, the loan store themselves and HomeLight are not in Nevada currently.
Yeah. Some other great questions. So yeah, it was Nevada and
well,
what's that?
What she TJ said, why are you saying buyers? Do you mean sellers 2.4? Well, yeah, but they're the buyers too. Like from our perspective, we're doing the home loan for the buyer and they're the buyer and seller. It's 2.4% to the seller, but they're going to end up buying the house that we're talking about.
So John Moore asking the home they're buying be an age restricted home, a 55 plus community.
I don't think they can be in an age restricted home. I'm not 100% sure.
No, well, that's only on the listing. That's only on the selling side. I mean, if they're using a
sure
conventional,
on the buy side. I think if they go off conventional guidelines. So if we're going off conventional guidelines, they would qualify. So as long as they meet the age restrictions, right? So it's a conventional loan at the end of the day. You know, it's a conventional loan, just standard conventional loan. So it's not, we're not qualifying them off of any extra scenarios on their buy. It's just whatever conventional allows, we're closing on.
We have a couple of folks that are still kind of confused. So I'm going to do my best here to break this down in a way that you can digest. So you've got, actually, I'm going to use an example of a client this week. Okay. A client this week that we are in the process of
correct, Jacqueline. Yes, go ahead.
We're working through for. So they have a home. They want to trade up. They want to trade up. Their budget is up to $650,000. They own a home, and I'm just going to use round numbers. They own a home that's $300,000, and they have about $150,000 in equity. Okay, we can now unlock up to 70. So we could theoretically, just again for round numbers, we could unlock $100,000 in equity to help them qualify to purchase the home for $650,000. They're looking at a new construction home, so we can go and qualify and purchase this new construction home first. Okay, we get under contract, etc. Then after that home settles and they move in, we're going to list the current home and within a 10-day window, and we have a 90-day backup offer. So if for some reason it doesn't sell in 90 days, we're covered. Jordan, did I screw any of that up?
No, exactly right. So it's essentially, it's a guaranteed offer on their house, and then they're also going to give them a portion of money to buy the new house. But under conventional rules, when you have a guaranteed non-contingent offer, you can ignore their current payment. You can just ignore the mortgage.
Can the replacement property be on 5 acres, Terrell? So the one that they're buying,
yeah,
as long as it will qualify for conventional and they qualify for conventional, yes.
Yeah, Lars Blake asked, what's the maximum loan amount? Conventional, whatever the maximum for your area for conventional is. So some areas it's $1 million, some areas it's 524,250 or whatever it is. You know, it just depends on your county.
TJ said, would like to see it listed within 10 days, but what if the home needs painting, etc., to get more money, right? To get it more, you know, sale ready, show ready, etc.
Well, we're not going to typically close a loan in 10 days. When we find this, you know, when we pre-approve someone, you're not going to typically find a new purchase in 10 days. It's very rare. It's only if you were already under contract and you're trying to save a deal. It's like, hey, my house isn't selling. How do I save it? And you contacted us. That would be, you know, that would come into fruition. At the end of the day, it's going to take a little bit of time for you to find a house, buy it. And then
well, so
I would assume you're getting your ready. The house.
I think TJ means the 10-day window after they have found and closed on it. What if the departing residents could use some sprucing up? I'll confirm on that, but I have heard them in our presentations with them say that there is the ability to do that so that the home shows better and sells for more. So there may be exceptions to that 10-day window if it's a situation or scenario where you know, maybe we need some paint or some flooring or something like that on the departing residence, the residence that they are moved out from. Lars, what's your
Someone just
secret? You
called you
don't seem to
handsome.
age.
Yeah,
I don't.
someone just called you handsome, Josh.
No, that's very nice. So the secret is cut the hair on the sides really short so you can't see the gray.
Yeah.
You can't see the gray. Let's see here.
No,
Okay?
Terry Miller asked, the Rinklage property does not get listed until the replacement property is acquired and occupied by seller. No, it could be listed beforehand. You could already have it listed and still do this. I had one currently that was listing same day as we turned in the HomeLight approval, and it was on the market ready to go within 24 hours of getting the approval, and it doesn't have to be acquired. So what I mean by that is like they could have everything approved, ready. You could buy the house. You could even have the contract. And if you end up selling it, guess what happens? You don't pay the bridge. There is no bridge. So if you end up selling it, there is no issue.
Jacqueline, we have a team member in Nevada. I didn't mean to confuse here. We didn't mean to confuse. We have a team member in Nevada. However, this program is not currently available in Nevada. We may have other solutions, but as of right now, this program that we're discussing, this buy before you sell, brought to you by the Loan Store and HomeLight, is not available in Nevada. There was a good question here about
CB Willis has a good one, I think. A HomeLight,
yeah.
Once you have the home listed within 10 days of qualifying of the program, not within qualifying of the program, within purchasing the new property. The process is a little bit longer, guys, than 10 days. I think we're getting stuck on the 10 days mark. Think about when you're pre-approving a client for it to buy a home. You send them over to the lender first, right? And it usually takes, I don't know, a few days to get them qualified. From there, then you're going to start looking for homes. Looking for a house is, I mean, Josh, what would you say? I mean, I'm not a realtor. I mean, how long would it take you to get someone on contract that's
it really depends on, you know, how active they've been. I mean, I've had it where, you know,
it goes pretty quickly, and then sometimes it's 20, I'd say 20, 30 days. I don't know, somewhere around there.
it's hard to say. It's hard to lock that down.
They have that entire time that they've already, HomeLight is talking to them about how to get ready, right? And get this listed. You can have it listed beforehand. You know, you don't have to. HomeLight's not going to hold you off from listing your home until you buy the new one, right? You can list it and sell it and end up selling it and not even use the program and save the fees. This is just a vehicle. Think of it as a vehicle at 2.4% to negate the first payment and them to buy the new house.
Jordan, you hit on something there that I think we really need to emphasize. Mm-hmm. The 2.4% only comes into play if they purchase it. Yes or no?
Yes, if they use a HomeLight program. But if they end up selling their house, which houses are selling like hotcakes, is just a way to get the buyer. I mean, not the buyer, the seller. If you're talking to it and someone's sitting on the market or something, or you want to try to win a listing or do whatever, I don't know. You know, I don't know how you guys market. I'm not a realtor. I don't pretend to be a realtor. I've said it 1,000 times. But at the end of the day, if the program is not utilized and you end up selling that home the day one you list it, and we end up closing on the sale before the purchase of the property, they will save the 2.4%. There is nothing. They just buy the house with a conventional loan. If they have to, if they don't have time to sell before they buy, then they can use the program and then they're already approved.
Yeah.
So it's a guaranteed offer. So it's just a backup offer.
TJ, I'm not totally following what you're saying. A breakdown if they don't use the program, and is NEXA going to be the mortgage lender? Right. Yes. The virtual mortgage providers at NEXA Mortgage. We're, hopefully you'd be reaching out to myself or Jordan if you have clients so we can put all of this together for them. And the cost or fees, TJ, the only additional possible cost outside of a traditional purchase with financing is if HomeLight ends up purchasing the property because you as the agent weren't able to sell it within 90 days. And I don't mean even sold, but have it as pending within a 90-day window. Okay. So, and and TJ, I'm happy to, you can reach out to Jordan or I if you want to explore in more detail. I have put in the chat a couple of times a link to the Google Drive folder that has a number of, hold on, there we go. That has a number of PDFs, infographics, PNG, shareable, social shareable. And the reason why I did it as a Google Drive is we will continue to add to this document. And I mentioned that part of the agenda today was, how can you use this to get more clients? Well, let me give you 3 examples: a text, an email, and a Facebook ad that I have launched this week. And in particular, the text messages, the text script has already generated 2 client opportunities for me from unconverted, quote unquote, dead leads. So the text script is very simple. Morning, Jordan. We have a new program where folks can buy their new home, in parentheses, whether trading up or right sizing, before selling their current home. Is that something you might be interested in or know someone who might be? The email, buy before you sell, question mark. You can use whatever subject line you like. But morning, first name. We have a new program where you can buy your new home, whether trading up or right sizing, before selling your current home. Interested, question mark. Know someone who might be? Let us know. Thanks. By the way, this is this document, okay, in the folder. These resources are in this document. And then also you'll find in those resources a 30-second video, a sort of teaser video that I recorded last week. I think it was last week, sometime in the last couple of weeks, that just this morning I launched as a Facebook ad where folks can watch the video. There's a little bit of copy at the top here. They can watch the video, and if they're interested, send me a message. Now, it just launched this morning. I don't have a ton of data or feedback yet, but one of the things that I've been working to do a better job is when you find something that works, do more of it. And that text script, like I said, from a segment of my database of like 350 old home value seller leads to potential clients, and almost, well, 1.5 million in potential volume, which for me in Central PA at the average home price, it's not too shabby, not too shabby. All right, a lot more message. Right. So the video is on the Google Drive. It is. Could you drop the link to the resources? I have several times. I will again. Or you can go to growwithjosh.com/BBYS, or you can scan this QR code right here. I think I'm still sharing my screen. This QR code right here will take you to the Google Drive. Great question by Jacqueline. Let's say the person's primary residence is in California and they want to purchase in Nevada. Then they would qualify for the program, question mark. As far as I understood it, Jordan, in my going through it, it's as long as the departing residence is in one of those currently approved
I have one right
states.
now that's in Arkansas that's trying to buy in Missouri, right? They're on the border, and they're doing the program. The departing residence in Arkansas, which allows them to do it. Now the loan store prefers to get the loan, right? That's the mortgage company that, the broker, the wholesaler we're going through. That's what we're brokering it to.
Yeah.
But if they can't, they would rather help the agent. Let me put it that way, right? So we'll just use a different lender that is qualified in there. So just the departing residence needs to be in the state that HomeLight's approved for.
Yep. Nicole, who can I connect with, or what would be a quick resource to find out what the max conventional loan info per county is in California? You can connect with Jordan. His information is on there, and maybe we can
shoot me an email.
Dig that up. Yeah, just
shoot me an email. It takes
if you shoot Jordan an email and ask and let him know what counties, or even we might even be able to pull just the county list for California. Tim, where can we rewatch this? So 2 ways. Number one, I think I set it up correctly in Zoom that if you come back to this, it'll just show you the replay. And also, we're going to get it added to the Wake Up Real Estate YouTube channel, which means it'll also be on the wakeup.realestate members area website, which, by the way, let me share as well. There are some resources that there's no good way to add to this Google Drive. But if you haven't already done so, you should go and create a free account at wakeup.realestate. When you do, you get access. This is a forever free account. When you do, you get access to some great tools, scripts, and templates, etc. One of which is a lead capture page, specifically for this program. That you go and create a free account. If you're logged in and you go to that page and you post that on social media, or you share it by email, or however you decide to use that lead capture page, when someone opts in, you automatically get emailed. How is that the wrong account? I don't know how that's the wrong account, but you automatically get emailed. You just have to go create a free account and play around in here. But go create a free account and check out the lead capture tools, and you can start using them to generate new leads and opportunities for yourself right quick. All right, more questions. Great questions. Keep them coming. Wakeup.realestate is awesome. Thanks, Tim. Share the link to your page so I can sign up now. Which page do you mean, TJ?
I think she means Wake Up.
Oh, here it's HTTPS wake up.
Okay, so Mark War asked a pretty good question. If the home doesn't sell within 30 days after moving into the new home, will the seller be paying 2 mortgages? It can happen for up to 1 month. Typically, this doesn't happen. You know, I haven't seen it happen very often. But just to give you an example, you're going to skip 30 days. So let's say we close September 10th. Okay. We're going to make daily interest all the way up to the 30th or 31st, whatever the last day of the month is. And then you're going to skip that month. That's when their first payment is due. So that's about 45 days right there before they would make a double payment. You can push it out as far as 60 days before making a double payment, and then the program buys within 90. So really, you're looking at about one payment max before the program would buy it after you close on your purchase. 9 times out of 10, the listings are already listed. Like, it's not they're put in there. There's pictures taken, things like that. I haven't seen one yet where the house isn't listed before we purchase the new house.
Yep. So when you log in, I was logging in while Jordan was covering that. When you log in, go to lead capture tools, and there's a bunch of tools in here. Go to mortgage lead capture pages. Oh, for crying out loud. Still didn't log me in. Well, when you go there, you'll see a bunch of different financing related pages with different programs, of which one of them is the buy before you sell. But we've also got 1% down conventional. We've got great DSCR programs. We've got programs, no income, no employment, right? Lots of great creative options, not necessarily, that's outside of the realm of this conversation and the program we're talking today, but we've got lots of other great options as well.
Lars Blake asked, did you say if HomeLight buys this property that they will list with me to sell it? Yes. So it's not that you're going to make double commissions. If they buy the property, they're not going to pay out commissions on it. Now, they're going to immediately turn around and list that. It's not like they're going to be they're not in this to invest in homes or keep homes. Like they said, they've only bought one. So they only had to relist this one time in a year and a half or however long they've been doing this in the States. But basically, it's a guarantee that they list it with you, right? They're not going to take your commissions from you. Yeah. Let me make it that way, put it that way.
The Google link that I was sharing apparently was the wrong one. So I shared the correct one there. That should be it. I'll make sure that growwithjosh.com/BBYS goes to the right folder. But that last link, which I'll post a second time here, that goes to the folder that it has. Pierre, I have a client with a $1.3 million home to sell. He owes $400, needs to borrow $600 to buy my other client's home. Is this doable?
Yes.
Theoretically, okay? Like, the home has to fit the buy box beyond just the price. The price would, or the value would, okay? But we have to submit the home. We've got to approve that. But theoretically, based upon the limited information you shared, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So let's talk.
It would take away the roadblocks. Yeah, it would take away the roadblocks that you'd be facing, which is qualifying with both payments, not being able to move in before you sell. I mean, there's a couple, it's going to take away the roadblocks possibly.
Yeah.
Do you have to sell do you have to sell the home like after 90 days, or are you going to continue to market? So the way conventional loans work, the programs of the non-contingency, if you have a non-contingent offer, that means there's no appraisal, no due diligence, no contingencies whatsoever, no inspection contingencies. Homeline's waiving all those. So that 91st day or 90th day, whatever day they decide that they're going to buy it by, that is your close date. They will have to buy it then, right? Because we would have turned that documentation into the lender, and the conventional loans. So with that being said, they do have to purchase, but they immediately put it right back on the market, right, with you, and continue to list it.
Yep.
Minimum FICO score is conventional, which is 620. Right. So not that 620 is going to get a lot of accepts, guys. It's very hard to get someone to qualify. So usually anyone from 620 to 660 is usually going to be an FHA buyer. But the minimum technically is 620.
Does HomeLight put some type of lien on the departing property?
On the primary property.
I think she's saying the departing, right? The one that they're vacating. I think that's what she means.
Well, yeah, it's yes, in a sense, they're going to put a second mortgage on it, a 0% second mortgage on it. So it's going to be filed 0% second mortgage to make sure that they get paid back when the house sells. So yeah, they are going to put something on the current property, but it's going to be in second position at 0%.
Anicia, I think we missed this one. If they need the full amount to use towards the purchase of the new home, can they keep the extra equity in their pockets? I think what you're saying is
if they pulled
the
out
difference between the
200,000
equity unlock, if there is still equity left after selling to the end buyer, then yes.
Yeah, they keep it. Yeah. So if they keep it now, if you're looking at, let's say it costs us 50 grand to buy, and the equity unlock that they're allowed is 100 grand. Okay. But there's more equity there when they sell. They're going to only allow them up to the 50, what they need. They're going to let them pull more money than they need to buy. But when they sell the home, they get the money back, the difference. So it's not, they don't take anything but 2.4%. I mean, that is it. There's nothing else, no additional cost. There's no additional cost on the purchase side. There's no additional cost on the selling side. It is just I want to say a flat fee, but it's not a flat fee because it depends. It's 2.4%. So it's a fixed fee in the terms of what the cost is.
If you have a referral, a potential client who is interested in this program or other programs that you may have heard us talking about either today or in other sessions, 1% conventional, non-QM, self-employed, bank statement loans, DSCR, no income, no employment, any of those scenarios, you can either go to virtualmortgageproviders.com/warm, which is on the screen right now, virtualmortgageproviders.com/warm. You can call or text Jordan directly, 913-543-0875, or email him, jsires@nexamortgage.com. For all of the resources mentioned, I have dropped the link in the chat. If you're watching this after the fact, it should also be in the description wherever you may be watching this, or you can just go to growwithjosh.com/BBYS, where you should be able to scan that QR code that's on the right-hand side and be taken straight to that. I'm not kicking anyone off here, but just wanted to highlight those. If the home they are selling is worth $500 and want to scale down, they want to downsize, so they won't need a mortgage on their new home, can they still use this program?
Say again?
So they're downsizing. They've got a home that's worth $500. They want to buy a home worth $350. I think, John, what are you saying? Can you use it to buy the new home in cash? I think is what he's asking.
Yeah,
John,
I haven't ran across that scenario. I haven't ran across that scenario, so I don't want to give you the wrong answer, but technically the answer would be yes. It is
as long as there's enough equity. If they own the home free, let's say they own the home that's $500,000 free and clear, theoretically they should be able to unlock between $350,000 and $400,000 in equity.
So as long as the new home's less than that, theoretically, yeah, you could.
So theoretically, but again, it all, we'd have to verify.
You'd have to go directly through. You'd have to go through. So I handle a lot of this. Okay, 99.9% of this, I guide you guys through it. So if I'm not involved in it and you're buying it, it is something that I would have to show you where to go and like what to do. But at the end of the day, you know, I'll walk. All of this is walked through for you guys. I pick up the phone, I talk to you, I walk you through it. There's nothing that you're gonna need to know when you're going into it.
Yeah. I think you answered this privately, Jordan, but I want to highlight this. Vern says, looks like this program is not available in Missouri. Does NEXA operate in Missouri at all? Is there an ability to get an affiliate link where we can get a commission for clients using NEXA? So, number one, Jordan responded, he's licensed in Missouri. It's just that this program currently isn't available in Missouri. And I'm going to emphasize currently. That doesn't mean that it won't be in the near future. For the latter part of your question, Vern, we should chat, or you can go to virtualmortgageproviders.com/relo, RELO. And there's a video there to see how you can add mortgage as a revenue stream, basically a mortgage referral income to your business. And you can see a little bit how that works and what that entails. You do need to get your LO license, okay, in order to participate in that, but it can be quite lucrative. And so check that out. And anyone interested, you can check that out. It's just virtualmortgageproviders.com/relo, RELO. Okay, please post that link. Okay, I'll post the link in the chat here.
I think Michigan is.
It's not.
Is it not?
Michigan's not on the list yet.
Not yet. Okay, but that's not a distant state, so it should be one of the short lists.
Robert, Maryland and Florida are. Connecticut, not yet. CB, Georgia is, and we are. Are we licensed in Georgia? Yes, our team is licensed in Georgia. Is financing the new home a requirement through this program, or could the client use their own lender? I think you already addressed that. Yeah, we've got to be. Yeah.
For me to help you, I got to do it. Yeah, for me to help walk you through it. You know, it's.
Here's the map again. Okay, here's the map again. Oh, it looks like Connecticut is. I stand corrected. Connecticut is blue.
Yeah, which our team is licensed in all those states. So
yeah.
So Jacqueline says, but doing your program's working out. Yeah, Jacqueline, this is just one lender that we're talking about. I have over 220 lenders we work with. So if you're looking into doing business with us and working with us, let's have a chat, right? We can try to find programs that will help you grow your business. That's our goal. That's the entire team's function, is to help increase your GCI, right? At the end of the day. So whether it's you getting dual license, whether it's helping you with your databases, whether it's taking Josh's coaching or using these programs, that is our goal. So if it's worth a conversation to you, I'm more than happy to talk to you.
Missed the beginning. Will there be a recording? Yes. So you should be able to view it on demand through the Zoom link. And we will also get the, once the video is rendered, and the recording's available, we're going to add it to the Wake Up Real Estate YouTube channel, which will also then feed it to wakeup.realestate. Wakeup.realestate. Robert Clark, were you doing videos on KB Core at one time? I don't. Do you mean like training tutorials on how to use KB Core? We've got a whole bunch. Yeah. But we have a ton of that, and they have a ton of great tutorials and knowledge base, etc. And we have extensive experience. And Robert, depending on the size of your database, there is something that we offer that we didn't even hit on here, but we do offer. It's kind of like a personal marketing assistant, where we will work your database to generate appointments and warm referrals. And I don't know the stats for this week, but I know that last week, from just one of our partners that we're working their database, we had reached out to about 1,600 contacts, set 10 appointments for our financing specialist, sent back 3 warm referrals of folks that were already pre-approved to the realtor, and then we had turned those 10 appointments into several more pre-approved buyers. Can we guarantee that in every situation and scenario? Of course not. But if that's something that you'd like to discuss, just reach out to me, or you can go to vqualifier.com. vqualifier.com. A lot of different links.
I know. We need to kind of put it all together. But at the end of the day, what I like to always say is like our goal and what we offer is ways for you to increase your conversion or increase your commission structure. Yep. So if those two things interest you, there's something for you.
Jordan has appointments. I have appointments at the top of the hour. We're starting at the top of the hour. So here's what I'd like to do. I know we've got still a great number of you on here, so we really appreciate that. What I'd like to do, though, is let you know that if you have questions or wondering what to do next, it's on the screen here. You can submit a warm referral. You can reach out to Jordan. You can reach out to me. You can get the resources at growwithjosh.com/BBYS. Any of those, we're here to help. As Jordan mentioned, our primary goal and objective here is to help you help more clients and therefore increase your GCI. If we can't do that, then we shouldn't work together, right? If we can't help you do that, why would you use us, right? That's sort of our take on that. And we like to put our money where our mouth is when it comes to that. Terrell, one last question before we wrap up here. Do you have a tutorial to share with sellers that you explain this? In the document that is in that resources, there is a video tutorial. It's like a minute and a half walking through that. Better, Terrell, would be you go and using, there's a 2-page PDF. In fact, I'll show you, okay? Rather than just tell you, I'll show you. There's a 2-page PDF, wrong Zoom or wrong window. Come on here. I'm still getting used to my new computer. Where is my other?
Is it a laptop?
Where'd it go? Well, in that document, there is a 2-page client overview. I don't know what happened to the link to that folder, but in that document, there's a 2-page overview for client. I would record your own video explaining the three. There's like 3 main bullet points, and I would send that rather than send them to somebody else's video, or just send them the PDF, the 2-page PDF, right? Or we can chat with them too and explain it to them if that would be helpful.
A lot of times, if you just get them in front of me, I'll explain it to them. Right. Yep. It's what's available to them. This works across. If you had a non-contingent offer on everything, it'd work across everything. But I got to go in 1 minute. Yeah. I know. A lot of you have already texted me and scheduled on my calendar, which is great. I'm more than happy to talk to you, but I got an appointment right after this. I'll have to get back to you as soon as possible.
We will do our level best to get back to everyone who's interested sometime today. Worst case scenario, by tomorrow. The recording will be up. We'll get all the resources, anything as it relates to this. This is a massive opportunity for you to get more conversations, more appointments, and help more clients. So you should use it, right? You should all use it. Even if the program doesn't work for them, it creates a conversation and you can find out how you can help them, what program is best for them, etc. Jordan, thank you so much. Thanks everybody for spending some time with us. We look forward to helping you and talk soon.
Thanks.